Hey everybody, wanted to talk today about something that's been coming up lately within my students and my clients that I've been working with in regards to how high schools in particular are responding to the at-home education that's going on right now. So as we all know, pretty much every school in the country is under quarantine, and everybody has to work from home. So there's a lot of remote learning going on. And several schools are getting creative in regards to how they're distributing their grades. One thing that's been coming up pretty often in my conversations is that what do you do if your school is going to go with pass-fail for the rest of the year? Now, for those of you who don't know, pass-fail grade means that after the end of the semester at your school, your final transcript or report card is either going to have a P or an F on it. And if it has a P on it, it means you've passed the class, you've gained credit, you don't have to worry about it anymore. If it has an F, that means you did not pass, you failed, and you're going to have to retake that class. Now, the problem that some people are having is that how is this going to affect my GPA? And there's some folks who have legitimate concerns. There's arguments made that, well, hey, I had straight A's and all of a sudden I'm being given a pass-fail. And I'll be honest, in those situations, it's unfortunate because that's an opportunity for you to strengthen your GPA or boost it up from the semester before. Let's say you had a 3.5 in the fall, and then this spring you're aiming for that 4.0. And you're not going to get that 4.0 because you have a pass-fail on your record, and that means your GPA doesn't move actually. So you still have that 3.5 cumulative. So unfortunately, I feel that the pass-fail is going to hurt potentially kids who were really trying to boost their GPA. Now, for the vast majority of the students, though, pass-fail is going to end up being kind of like a neutral point. Your GPA won't move. Pass-fail do not earn credit do not earn GPA points as opposed to, like, if you had, let's say, a D. Yeah, it's typically weighed as 1 point. If you had an A, it's also typically weighed as 4 points. AP classes will add to that. But pass-fail just means you just get the credit. There's nothing that's going to change your GPA. Now, what do you do in terms of colleges? Well, colleges are being very lenient and open, considering everything that's been going on with the coronavirus. What this means is that your GPA is going to stay the same for this past year, but maybe in the fall, there's opportunity for your GPA to change is going to come up again. Now, the next thing that you're going to have to worry about is, sorry, that printer's going off. The next thing that's going to be on your mind is that how college is going to interpret the pass-fail. They're going to be understanding about it. If you had a history of having, straight A's or maybe straight A's and a couple of B's, and all of a sudden they see all passes, and then your upcoming first semester senior year, you're back on track to having predominantly all A's and B's, colleges are going to understand and be fairly forgiving about not having an updated GPA. And that's good. Colleges are being very understanding in this entire process, and they know that school districts are responding very differently, district by district, state by state. So you shouldn't worry too much about, will this make you ineligible for applying to certain colleges? Would you not have enough credits? No, that's not the case. You will get the credit, but the GPA is very likely going to be not changed for the spring. When things go back to normal, your GPA is going to be able to be refactored in for your classes that you're taking in the fall. Again, pass-fail is not a new concept in education, not in the high school space. It's something that's been around for years, and it's going to continue to be around. Very often, small elective classes can often be a pass-fail, and for the sake of getting credit, so that you satisfy graduation requirements on the high school level. Courses that aren't necessarily academically very rigorous could be considered pass-fail. So with it being used in this context and this time of the year, I wouldn't overly worry about it, especially if it's a district-wide decision at your high school within the state. But moving forward, though, that doesn't, just because it's a pass-fail does not give you an opportunity to slack. It's really important to stay on top of your work and always push yourself and to try really hard, because what's going to happen is you're going to pass these classes in the spring, and then in the fall you're going to have to take the next round. And if you're not ready, or if you kind of took it as a joke and just barely got by the skin of your teeth, it's going to come back to bite you later in the fall. You have to stay on top of your work. It's your future, like I always say. Yeah, and you can't rely in putting it on somebody else. So work hard as always. Remember, it is your future. It's your education. Take full ownership. And this is Herbie with Walker College Consultants. So thank you for tuning in and hearing me out today. Have a great day.